Glover Teixeira versus Nikita Krylov is the co-main event of UFC Fight Night Vancouver 158 in Canada. And it's Cerrone versus Gaethje as the main event. But this fight as the co-main is actually very good. It's showing us how much they value Glover Teixeira because, you know, Glover isn't the biggest superstar in the UFC. We can establish that, you know what I'm saying? But it shows you how much probably he draws in to some of these cards from the Brazilian fan base. So I'm not mad at him being a co-main event here. I think this is one of the best cards all year. But let's talk about the fight. Teixeira versus Krylov. I mean, Krylov is very underrated. In my opinion, Krylov's one of the best guys on the come-up right now. Because Krylov, he's had some knockbacks in his career. But I feel like if you look at his losses, he's only lost to the best. Misha Serkinov 3 years ago, fair enough. Jan Blachowicz, OSP, he then redeemed that loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's had good wins. Really good wins. And he's been in the UFC since 2013 he joined the UFC. And he's been active ever since, fighting so often. And he's a young guy, 27 years old, 6'3" at light heavyweight. He's a tall guy, rangy. And he's improving over and over and over again. And you're seeing that when he fights these older guys. Like, OSP isn't even that old compared to some of these light heavyweights still knocking around. OSP destroyed him in their first fight. Then Nikita Krylov comes back and beats OSP and destroys him. That shows me that one guy has peaked and the other guy is still learning. That's what that shows me. And I like Nikita Krylov. What if I was to tell you that Nikita Krylov KO'd Walt Harris, who just KO'd Alexei Olenek? This guy was fighting at heavyweight. He's had a KO in his career. Fair enough. You know what I'm saying? It's rough times. You know what I'm saying? But he comes into this fight. I think he's going to beat Glover Teixeira. I think he beats Glover Teixeira. And I think he beats him in the first round. I've seen Glover Teixeira hurt in his last fight against Ion Cutelaba. He got really badly hurt. And he managed to sort of weather the storm of Cutelaba. And then Cutelaba gasses out in the later rounds. Because he focuses so much on getting the early finish. And throws with everything he has. That it takes a veteran like Teixeira to sort of weather the storm. And then come back later on. And I mean, really in that fight, Cutelaba kind of slipped over on a front kick. And then Teixeira just had good position to finish it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this time Nikita Krylov's going to be too experienced. For a 27-year-old, the amount of experience this guy has. I mean, how many 27-year-olds do you know have a record of 25-6? He's almost got more fights than Teixeira, and he's 12 years his minor. Teixeira's 29-7, and he's 39. Krylov's 27, and he's 25-6. Like, this guy has got so much experience. I feel like he's going to absolutely deal with Glover Teixeira. He's not afraid of the submissions. He's got plenty to his name. He's been submitted a couple times. I don't think that Teixeira's going to have it in him. At this age, I feel like Krylov's going to come in there, piece him up in the first round and get him out of there real quick. And then after that, I mean, Krylov's from Ukraine. In the similar area, you've got guys like Rakic in the division. You've got guys like Ozdemir in this European, sort of Eastern European scene going on right now. I like the fights. And I'm praying that Krylov wins as well because he's young. You know, he's from a different country that we don't have many stars in the UFC from at the moment. So it's good. It's good to open up that market. And maybe if he gets a quick finish, we can have him turn around quickly for UFC Moscow at the end of the year. That'd be great. That'd be phenomenal. Nikita Krylov, in my opinion, is a real deal. In my opinion, Nikita Krylov's a real deal. Because you look at Glover Teixeira, I mean, he's never really put together a streak recently. And he's had some bad losses recently as well. I mean, John Jones beat the shit out of him. Decision. Phil Davis done him in. Then he went on a bit of a streak and like, I'm back. Glover Teixeira's back. Then Anthony Johnson did what Rumble Johnson does and KO'd him in the first round. Then he beat Jared Cannonier, which is a good win. But now we know Cannonier is a legit middleweight. So it kind of takes away from his win a little bit. Gustafsson beat the shit out of him. Serkinov is not really all that anymore. So I don't really rate that win. Lost to Corey Anderson by decision. And then goes on a streak against Carl Roberson, who's a middleweight. And Ion Cutelaba, who slipped off of a front kick and gassed out because he winded himself hitting his back on the canvas. And was beating the shit out of him for the first round. So, yeah. I feel like Nikita Krylov's going to get the job done. He's on a streak. He's not on a streak. I don't know why I said that. He just beat OSP. Back in the rankings. But before that, he was on a 4-fight win streak. He's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's won 10 out of his last 12 fights. At light heavyweight, that's so hard to do. And I think he deals with Glover Teixeira here. And maybe we see him on UFC Moscow against Alexander Rakic, against Volkan Ozdemir, against one of these guys. See you later. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Put your money on Krylov. Click that there. Goodbye.